Good evening. How is everyone? Let me see if I can do this without doing anything wacky. Look who's here. Mimsy. Mimsy. She's making biscuits. She's the real star of the show. Hi, everyone. Good evening, fellow dreamers, my sweet friends. I've really been looking forward to this tonight. Barring any long-windedness from me, which who knows, I don't think this will be very long because it's not me going through a 15-step list like I have the past couple of times. And hi everyone, hi Linda, hi Laura, hi Beanie. I love like reading out Steph, hi, like everybody's usernames. Thank you, broke my Halo. Oh, you know what? Your username is called Halo and I'm literally using one to charge my phone as I do this. So quick little QVC product plug there. So this won't take too long, but I don't know. I'm excited for all the things that I share with you and these just like streams of consciousness that I have, but this one in particular, like I think I'm really onto something. And it seems like it's timely for a lot of you because I've had some people message me and comment and say like, oh, I really need this one, right? And I don't know anybody who I don't think like wouldn't need this because we all have naysayers and party poopers and people who want to thwart our efforts to be happy. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So quick plug before I dive in. If you haven't seen on my Instagram already, I'm working on a vision board workshop. And I took a poll from everybody on when they would prefer I do the workshop because it'll be a Zoom workshop. And I said, we can either do it like really soon or we can do it in January. And it was 50-50 split right down the middle. So I'm still trying to decide on that, but I'm working on putting it together so that it's all buttoned up and ready. And anyway, all this to say, if you want to be notified when the vision board workshop goes live, then send me a direct message with your email and I'll add you to my newsletter, which I'm going to send out like once a month. I'm not going to harass people. And I'll let you know when the vision board workshop goes live. And we'll do like an early bird thing, so you get a discount, all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Amanda. You're really, really sweet. This is second day here, so I'll take it. Okay, so with no further ado, what we're talking about tonight are 5 words, easy to remember. They're going to help you build what I call like a force field, Star Trek, as protection against naysayers. And the reason that this came about, I think it works for anybody in any stage of life, but I'm going to talk about it in the context of trying to achieve a goal, trying to make a dream come true, which you know is my passion. So if you're getting into, and like this really appeals to you, this whole idea of like manifesting something that you really want, manifesting a job, a partner, more money, health, vacation, anything, right? If you want to manifest that and you are laser focused and you are intent and you made that vision board, like, hey, Amber, you made that vision board, you know, you're on it, you're looking for signs, you're practicing gratitude, you're getting excited about it coming your way, all the things that you need to do. If you are doing this and you're doing it correctly, which I'm sure you are, you will have people in your life, and I think they fall into 2 categories. You'll have people in your life who are going to try to get in the way. All right. They are in, I believe, 2 different categories. And Patricia says, I had one. I think, sad but true, I think most of us immediately think of at least one person, right? 2 categories of these people, all right? And you can call them different things. You can call them naysayers. I call them like life speed bumps. Dementors, you know, that try to suck the life out of you. One category of these folks are people who are really, they're moving from a place of good intention. They are family members who will say that they're trying to protect you or keep you safe. They are friends who are, you know, they're friends of yours, but they're kind of saying things like, is that really a good idea? Or, ooh, I don't know if you can do that. And do you think you're qualified enough? Or what are you going to do if you get it? And, you know, just kind of like, or they'll say they're playing devil's advocate, you know. People like that, it's a little bit tricky because they're in your circle, right? They are your family. They can even be your parents. They're often parents, right? And I'm not saying all parents are bad, but I hear it a lot. You know, oh, I'm thinking about taking this new job and it would move me across the country, but they are saying that, you know, how could I leave the family? How could I uproot and move? It's going to be so hard for them to visit me and that sort of thing. Those are folks who will say that they're trying to protect you. And I actually believe that they are. They love you. But they're not in the same headspace as you, right? That headspace of, no, I know this is the right thing. My gut is telling me so strongly. I have such a craving for it. It's meant to be, right? So, and Amanda, that's actually a really good idea. Like, when you are intending something big, it is really important to either keep it to yourself, or, and what I prefer is you let your like tight, small inner circle of cheerleaders know, like the ones who you know are going to root for you and are sending you all those good energies, all the good positive vibes. So that's one category, like folks who are well-intentioned, positive intent, but they may not realize that they're envious or they're keeping you safe to a fault, or that they're really only looking after their own interests, which is keeping you close, right? Good intentions, not the best outcome. All right. The other category of naysayers, party poopers, whatever you want to call them, those are people who just straight up want to do you harm, right? It could be, you know, a coworker who's really, really envious and is trying to get in the way of you even going for that promotion. It could be, and this is far less likely for a lot of folks watching, but for someone who's in the public eye, or let's say you're trying to build a social media following, or you're starting a podcast, you're writing a blog, you want to publish a book, like you're putting yourself out there, you're going to get total strangers, trolls, you know, cyberbullies, who will say some really, really awful, terrible things to try to get to you, right? As I'm giving you these 5 words, know that it really doesn't matter what category they're in, and it doesn't even necessarily matter, actually it doesn't matter at all, what their motivation is to try to get in the way of you being happy. We all know it's true that there is no such thing as a happy, self-assured, fully emotionally and mentally healthy bully. Like that does not exist, okay? If this exists, if they're a bully, everything else, we know that, all right? That helps us to understand why they're doing what they're doing. It doesn't make it hurt less, right? I don't care how long I am in the public eye or national television or anything else that I may do. If somebody says, Jen, you look ugly, all right, it stings. So how can we build that force field without completely disassociating? Because the last thing we want to do is become so numb to what people are saying that we become unempathetic, that, you can't become so indifferent that you become cold. We want to stay the warm, the loving, the grateful, the passionate person that we are. And we can read all the books and we can have people say, oh, ignore it. Or, give them a piece of your mind if it's that family member who's trying to get in your way, right? Or, fight back, make them hurt, right? There's all these different approaches. And in the end, they don't really work to protect you. So what do you do when you're getting close to what you want and they're popping up? Well, I'll tell you one thing before I give you the 5 words, and I'm not doing this to drag it out, I promise you. This is all, I think, important stuff, right? When you start to get those people that try to get in your way, whether they're being kind about it or they're being malicious, you're going to take that as a sign that you're doing it right. There are so many things that are going to start to happen to you when you focus and intend to manifest something good. You're going to see little, I call them winks from the universe, right? You're going to see like little signs of like, ooh, like, when I wanted to be on QVC, it would pop up in conversation even from people who had nothing to do with QVC or even knew that I was going for it. I would see Pennsylvania license plates everywhere, right? Oh, I'm on the right path. Pennsylvania license plate, right? You're going to see signs. You're going to open your ears to opportunities. You're going to be in a better mood throughout the day. You're going to find more things to be grateful for. These are all signs that you're on the right path. You're building that momentum. But if you really want this, whatever it is you're going for, don't you think it makes sense that higher power is going to put some challenges in your way to make sure this is what you want? When those people start to pop up, those challenges are there to make you stronger and to make sure this is what you really want. So what 5 words can you take with you, knowing what you know now, to protect you when people try to bring you down? They warned me about you. They warned me about you. When somebody says something to try to bring you down, to make you feel bad about yourself, to prove to you somehow that what you're going for is foolish, that you're too old for it, that you're not qualified for it, that you're abandoning your family by going for it, that you don't have enough money to start that business, that you're too old to go on that online dating site, when you open up that new social media page and somebody finds you and wants to try to bring you down, they warned me about you. You don't have to say it out loud. But when they pop up, you're on the right path. And you don't have to take it from me. If you read any of the wise authors and thought leaders in law of attraction and spirituality, they all say the same thing. Dr. Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, religious scriptures, Rhonda Byrne. I can give you a list as long as Joseph Campbell. There you go. They're all going to say the same thing. You know you're on the right path when it starts to get a little more challenging. You might find, for example, you're going after a new job and the job that you're currently in becomes even more frustrating than ever, right? And people that used to bug you at work, they bug you even more. They warned me about you. Now, because I've been practicing this for a while, when I see an online troll, when I have an otherwise well-intentioned family or, a friend who says something silly about what I'm doing, it no longer cuts me to the core because I know this is a sign. The signs that you get aren't always beautiful and lovely and flowery and sparkly and numbers and license plate, right? Sometimes the signs that you get are challenges. And they're being sent your way to make sure this is what you really want. And if you do really want it, you just roll right over the speed bump and move along. It really doesn't even matter if you know why they're doing what they're doing. Because if you're trying to get to the root of that, you're trying to suss out how to diffuse it. That's not your job. Your job is to focus on what you want and not be distracted. If you have a place that you have to get, I have to get to this appointment at this time and I'm running late, well, let me stop off on the side of the road and pet these cows. No, you're focused on what you want. And those distractions are just, honestly, now when I see them, I just kind of go, is that all you got? Because they warned me about you. And you can say to yourself, Jen warned me about you, but in the end, I'm just passing along what a lot of other people have been saying for a really long time and just kind of dumbed it down, frankly. But remember that. If something gets to you and like you feel that mood meter go down, it could be a person, it could be an event, it could be traffic jam, it could be whatever. It works for a lot of things. But the one thing that I think a lot of people have told me in the past when it comes to manifestation is like, my sister, she keeps saying this, and it's hard to tell her that I really want this and to please support me. In your head, they warned me about you. And you see it, bizarrely enough, as a good thing. So I would love to know from you if you utilize this in the future. Right? Madam Mem agrees. I did see a comment earlier, and on my previous post, someone had said that they have a challenging day ahead of them tomorrow. Well, first of all, it's going to be a piece of cake, right? Because you already know this and you're intending it. And if you see possibly that any part of that challenge might be something or someone trying to get in the way of you having an amazing day, I warned you about them, all right? Don't forget it. I feel like I should make it into a t-shirt or something, but maybe that's a little too in your face. But hey, as promised, I kept it to about 15 minutes. I always love to go back and read the comments. I take them in about like 50% as I'm talking to everybody, but I would love it if you could go back to this post later and tell me what you think. You can direct message me. And again, if I don't have your email address yet, so I can let you know about the vision board workshop, send me. Oh, that's good. Maybe a bracelet, right? They warned me about you. I like that, Amanda. All right. Hugs and kisses to all of you. I hope this helps you. And if you have any examples of it helping you out, I just want to know. Like, this is just, it's fun for me, and I want to keep spreading, you know, what I've learned. And oh, Foodie Gal did your power playlist. Awesome. I love that. And now I'm off to go order 100 bracelets that say they warned me about you. All right, guys, have a great evening. Visit me back on Instagram. I'll always let you know when I'm going to do this again. And I'll shoot for next Wednesday. I'll be in California, but I'll try to do it at a time that hopefully will work for a lot of you. Hugs and kisses. Don't forget.